Hello again, my name is Jeff, and this is an interesting thing. I went to go check my email this morning, and lo and behold, here we have, I guess, a prankster or a couple uh, doing immature things. And I don't understand these people, because all I'm trying to do is find my elderly mother, and apparently there's some individuals think there's something wrong with that. What's the world coming to? So, some people think it's funny. They think it's a form of harassment, which it is. But it does tend to venture on to the part of illegalness. For one thing, all I have to do is email these places, and you'll see them. And it's people because I'm raising an issue about it, and the person that knows won't talk. So they're involved. They're co-conspirators, complicit, and that's my belief. Because if what they were doing was legal, then why aren't they talking? So this is what I found. Somebody took my name and subscribed me to some stuff. Okay? This doesn't bother me. This is petty. This comes from small-minded people, that do stuff like this because their mind is not capable of thinking of anything intelligent to do other than this. So, like I said, all I gotta do is email these things and tell them to give me the IP of the subscriber at the time they subscribe to this, and it will show me, because all these places now, due to law, keep a record of the IP from where the subscription was placed. So it's traceable back to the individual who did it. If they ever use it, if somebody's over at your house doing this, don't let them, because it'll come back traced back to your internet IP. Now, a lot of people think this is just little kid stuff and all this, but there's a seriousness to this, other than people that lack the imagination and the facts to stand up. Plus, they're not willing to, sign their name to anything. They just want to hide in the background and do childish stuff like this. And it's really small-minded. It's like I said, all you gotta do is email these places and tell them to give the IP of the location that, when it was subscribed, and it'll take it right to their location. Even if it's out of state, out of country, it'll trace it all the way back. And it really doesn't bother me. All I do is unsubscribe and just go on. I just think how small-minded these people were. Apparently they're all laughing with their little buddies. Oh, we're getting even with him. But on the other side of this, there's a more serious side. Which is something you need to think about before you do stuff like this. Because back in the day when internet first came out, it was kind of a prank thing, and it's harassment basically. But they passed a few laws from then. So remember this when you decide to go out and do this stuff. It can be traced back to your IP address, your friend's IP address, but it won't be traced back to my IP address. So that's proof enough that I did not subscribe to this stuff, because my IP address won't be listed on there. But when you make these subscriptions in somebody else's name, it kind of has something. that kind of like will come back on you. And this is misappropriation of name and likeness when you subscribe in somebody else's name without their permission. And it is also considered identity theft. So remember that before you do childish things like this, because it's definitely not productive, and it can come back and bite you in the ass, basically. So here's some things to think about while for the people that are doing this stuff. And again, all I'm doing is trying to find my mom and make sure she's all right. And again, there are those that think there's something wrong with that, and I don't get it. But hopefully these people grow up someday. And I hate to wish this on them, but I hope what happens to me and my mom doesn't happen to anybody else. But apparently these people just will not grow up, and this has to do with somebody that's associated with the abduction of my mother that would pull something childish like this. Like I said, if what they did was legal, then I would have been served papers or anything like that. But what they did was behind my back, and I know my mom wasn't willing participant in this, so that basically constitutes kidnapping. Now this individual here, I have no idea who he is, nor do I care. We just took pictures right out there. It looked like he was taking pictures of my apartment, so I just went outside and took pictures of him, returned the paper. You guys have a good one, and that's all I'm trying to do is find out what happened to my elderly mom. And I hope somebody someday matures and grows up and tells me before the damage to her is permanent, like it did at the hands of the medical professionals here. Bye.